Hello, everybody. This is
GM,
There's
GM.
Layers to This, GM. We are doing season 6, episode 10. This is our finale show. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in. We are live right now on YouTube, on X, and on Abstract. This is a special episode, not just because it's our finale, but we've also got some special guests. We have one of them, of course, but who is also our regular host. But
Regular.
Little Eternal Rhythms. But before we get into our guest, I want to throw it over to Creatress and say hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing really good. Today's off to a really good start. Um yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe it's already the season finale.
I feel
Wild,
like we just
wild.
had the finale of last season not too long ago. So,
This is our sixth finale, y'all. For those of you who
mhm.
have been watching since the beginning, man, what a ride. What a skateboard ride. Val, you wanna do an intro before we start getting off
Yeah,
topic?
yeah. Let's do it. So, hey everybody, if this is your first time here, this is our show. We usually try and go live every Tuesday around 1 p.m. Of course, we're doing it at 2 p.m. Pacific because we have some special guests who will be popping in and out throughout. And this is also a special 2 hour episode. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of guests. But like I said, if you're new here, this is There's Layers to This, and I'm one of your hosts, Valerie, aka V Dizzle, and I've been in the Web3 space since May of 2021. My very first NFT was how I got started through V Friends. Gary V gifted me that in a giveaway, and I could have sold that NFT for around $140,000, probably even more. And I didn't sell. I didn't sell, but that's okay. I didn't understand that there were cycles, things go up and things go down. But it's all good because it's led me down an incredible journey, and of course, led me to meeting Creatress and starting this show eventually. And yeah, so what I do now full time is I have an event company called Red Rug Edutainment, and then I also host monthly meetups here in San Diego. So if you're ever in town or visiting, would love to have you. We usually have free food, free drinks, and we usually have some panels and speakers. Save the date for Saturday, April 12th. We are partnering with Stand with Crypto, and we will be doing a Web3 scavenger hunt. So it's going to be real fun with all of our local crypto groups here, with Cardano and with Edge Wallet. So stay tuned on that, but I'll bring it over to Creatress for her intro.
So exciting. When you said your intro, I just have to say, and you said like, Gary gifted you this NFT and it all led to you meeting me. I thought you were going to say meeting him.
I've met him
I
too.
was like, oh, me. So thanks. That was so sweet.
It did lead me
Uh,
to you, Creatress. Yeah.
and it also led to us meeting him, which is nice as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Gary. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know me, Creatress. Actually, my real name is Sara E, for anyone who wants to know the lore, but better known as Creatress. And I am a multidisciplinary artist, which means really that I like all mediums and that I've dabbled at very least or really refined my craft in various just art forms like drawing, painting, watercolor, oil, jewelry design, glass blowing, 3D sculptures in physical and virtual forms. And what I'm most known by or for is for doing performances where I do these 3D sculptures using a VR headset. So instead of standing up there and sculpting out of clay or glass, both of which I've done, I'm sculpting with two controllers that are connected to a headset and using an app specifically designed for a headset instead of using, Blender, for example, on a computer, because my brain just does not work in that way. And I have a few friends, some of which you'll meet today, who do work in Blender. So They also create 3D sculptures. And yeah, so anyway, that is what I'm most known for, is creating these 3D sculptures in at in-person events in front of audiences. And I've been doing that since 2021. The very first time I performed was November 5th, 2021 at NFT NYC 2021. And ever since then, I've gone back every single year and performed um, at different events. And all of this has evolved into now collaborating with not just DJs, which is where it started, but now live musicians, some of which you'll meet today. So that's a little bit about me. Yeah, let's get right into the show.
All right. Well, yeah, this is a special episode. And normally we have our segments where we talk about AI and space, but we'll save all that for our next season, season 7. But we're just going to get right into Lil Eternal Rhythms. But this all is a whole team, right? A whole team and supporting actors, people in the background, and everything. So why don't we start with bringing up Isabel, who happens to also be your sister. We got the Mora sisters, and who also was at Denver, I believe, her first time. And she definitely was a support. So let's welcome Isa la Artista to the stage.
A
Wait,
clapping sound effects. Let's go.
Hey
I
guys,
love
happy
Belle.
Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. That's right. Taco Tuesday. Pet a toad, eat a taco is what we say around here. So, how are you today? Hello.
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm so happy to see you guys. Wish we could be doing the show in person, but duty calls. But I'm doing good. I'm so happy to be a part of the season finale episode and hear all the ins and outs and all the media and content and news for the day. I'm super stoked.
Yeah, so I know you were out in Denver. It was your first time, and your trip was really, really short, but I just would love to hear from your perspective as someone who knows a bit about Web3, who's maybe taken a step back, but came in as more of a supportive role and just there to experience it all. So what was it like for you?
Well, I will say, yes, it was definitely my first time in Denver. So that was super fun. I love the outdoors. Fun fact about me. So I was super excited just to see the snow-capped mountains and just be kind of in a new setting, a new environment. I think a lot of these Web3 events tend to be, major cities, LA, Las Vegas, New York, which is great. It hits the nail on the head in terms of the market and the audience for what it is that the artists do, NFTs, art, music, etc. But I was just super excited to like visit a new location, so that was awesome. And I got to be a part of a little bit of what it means to be a part of the team, more so on the back end and behind the scenes. But that was super fun. That was my first time meeting everybody that's on the team. And, because I am Creatress's sister, I have been on this journey with her, her artistry and watching her grow and develop. And she is an icon all on her own. She really doesn't need any additional fluff. But I will say it was super, super cool to be a part of not only like the process of her and the Little Eternal Rhythms team, but also like watching it live and seeing all the pieces come together was honestly, it was, I don't even know how to appropriately put it into words. But it was definitely like a sparkle. It was just like a flicker of light of many little twinkling lights all coming together to shine ever so brightly. It was really beautiful. A few months prior, creators on the team were doing a lot of calls and like brainstorming, and I wasn't in on all those calls, but I kind of knew bits and pieces of what was happening. But that first practice and watching them all perform live together in a room, it was just like, I don't even know. Like the what's that emoji with the brain just like mind blown
Oh,
emoji?
like
Insert
your
here.
brain exploded. You're like,
Mind
wow.
blown emoji. I was just
Your
like,
mind was blown. Yes.
yes. And it was,
Wow.
I will say I did get to see the performance, a few different times while I was there. But I will say my favorite experience was actually that initial first practice because the setting that it was in, it was really small, super intimate. It was like a private movie theater, I guess you could call it. But you really got the full experience. You got all the sounds. You got Clejon on the violin. You got Adabody on the flute, and you could hear all the little bird noises and all the whistles and sounds that he makes. And then you get to see creators here live with this nice big screen. And so I really feel like I'm sure there's a technical word that I don't know, but just the sound within that small space made such a difference in comparison to like a big gallery space with lots of people and background noise and yada yada. So anyway, I really loved that. But overall, it was just a really fun experience, and hanging out with everybody was super fun. We did have some long drives, so it was fun. We got to do some bonding and just jamming and connecting on the road, so that was super fun. Yeah, it was lovely. I was really only there for 3 days, but I will say they were jam packed. And we were very, very active. We were outside for sure.
Wow. Well, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Creatress. Go ahead.
I just have to say thank you. I mean, thank you for helping with everything. And then thank you for all the kind words you said about the experience, being mind. I mean, I'm going to have to cut that clip and use it somewhere. Go off sometime. But yeah, no, it was really fun to have you. And yeah, hopefully it's the first of many, It was a short trip, but maybe now you'll just be hooked on Denver every year, at least.
I found a cute little picture of you guys in some cute hats.
I will, if I may, and Creatress, please cut me off. But this was actually really funny. This photo is just like in an elevator, but this was this was at an event. I believe it was the Burrito DAO they were hosting, up on like a terrace or like a top.
It was a penthouse. It was a penthouse, and they had the like terrace all around. That was part of the penthouse, so that was part
Thank
of
you.
the event.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. I didn't have the words. But that view up there was just phenomenal. I mean, you could literally see like all of downtown Denver, the beautiful snow-capped mountains. I mean, if you can't already tell, I'm a sucker for amazing views. I am a photographer, so like I always got an eye, and I love views. Views are my all-time favorite. So I will say that was really dope. That view was amazing. All these lovely ladies. We have Maximilian in the back. We have Denise, and then we have Jen. And yeah, we're actually repping the Little Nouns bucket hats. I believe Creatress and Adabody have like their noun on there. That's like modified and super cute.
Our little noun. There's a big distinction between the nouns.
Thank you.
Which reminds me, I didn't even talk about that. So, yes, shout out to Burrito DAO. Also, before we move on, shout out to Jenny Pepin, who's in this photo. She's also one of the people that supported our trip and our collaboration in Denver. She's the founder of One Love DAO. And Burrito DAO, I have these, they actually printed these for us as part of the event. So this one's actually one of Jenny's AI artworks. This one's one of my 3D ones. Bella, I believe, also had hers. Oh, Denise was also. And I grabbed these on my way out because they said I could. All right, y'all. Just now you know. Bella had her art there too. Carolina, she's also in the One Love DAO, and I'm not sure whose this was, but yeah, yes, and I believe Maximilian was also part of that event. But I only grabbed some things, some of the prints. I didn't want to completely, just clean them out. But yes, that was a fun event, and it was at a cool penthouse, and we all showed up in force, all the ladies, and it was really fun. So without further ado, I was thinking maybe Val, you could bring up the rest of the team, and as
Okay.
you bring them up, I will just talk a little bit about the Little Nouns, which is how the whole collaboration started. I'll go through that process real quick, and then we'll go and have them introduce themselves and take it from there.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's bring up Maximilian to the stage. We've got
Maximilian!
What up, girls? What's going on? Issa, I miss you. Hi. So
So happy
lovely
to
to
see
see your
you.
face. Yeah. I'm in the green room back here. I got a private VIP studio, so I didn't know who else is here. So it's fun to see you.
We're also going to bring up Denise and Outtabody.
Woo-hoo!
Hello.
Hey,
Let's
guys.
What's
go.
good? What's good? How y'all doing? I like the
Doing good.
studio. Let's go, VIP.
Feels like we're really in studio.
Let's
And
go.
then we're going to add Clay Jean to the stage. Clay Jean, you there?
Yo,
Hey.
I might stay without a video. I'm shirtless right now. It's hot over here.
Don't keep all the details to yourself, brother. My
I'm
God.
just saying why I'm not in no video.
I mean, don't say less, brother. Say less. Geez.
All right, y'all. Before we get too off topic, so I'm going to talk about the Little Nouns DAO and the process that we went through to get our proposal passed and executed. And then we'll go one by one and introduce the team members that we just brought up. And then after that, I want you guys to start thinking about your favorite moment from the collaboration, whether it was like in prep or during the event. And then we'll also go into that. So start ruminating, my friends. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you about the Nouns DAO. All right. So Nouns DAO is a decentralized organization which has tokens. And if you have a token, you're a DAO member. And if you have a token, you can vote. And one token equals one vote. You can buy many tokens and have multiple votes. And you're like, well, what are you going to vote on? Well, when you buy a token, all the funds go to a treasury, right? The DAO treasury. So people who hold the tokens can make proposals to the same DAO, and everybody who has a token gets to vote yes or no, because everyone who has a token technically put some funds into the treasury. So you're voting on, what should we do with this treasury that we all built together? Okay, so that's the Nouns DAO. They were founded about 1,000 days ago, which I believe is about 3 years. And they've been selling one token every single day, 24-hour auctions. Every single day, somebody buys a noun, joins a DAO. Cool. The nouns are about anywhere from 3 to 5 Ethereum every day. The auction, that's what it settles at, between 3 and 5. Not everybody has 3 and 5 Ethereum, considering that's anywhere from $9,000 to about $15,000. So there were these new DAOs, these kind of sub DAOs created to kind of mimic or imitate or somehow make, have some sort of affiliation with the Nouns DAO and somehow also affect the voting and the governance that happens in Nouns DAO. So Little Nouns DAO, Lil Nouns, basically is took most of the governance structure and the art that Nouns has, because it's CCO. That's a big thing about Nouns. It's public domain. So all of the art that Nouns has, anyone can use it for anything they want, okay? Including the Noggles, the famous Noggles. So Little Nouns was able to take all their things, their governance structure, their assets, and create a whole new thing. And they did add new traits, just put that out there too. There's different things about the Little Nouns. So, Little Nouns is very similar. There's an auction every 15 minutes instead of every 24 hours. So there's a lot more little nouns than there are big nouns. And in the same way, if you buy tokens from the little nouns, you can vote on proposals. So when I had this idea for the collaboration that we did, the Eternal Rhythms, the little nouns seemed like a cool opportunity to collaborate with that community. I had already met them in person. I had already been encouraged to make a proposal with them. And I've already engaged with the nouns ecosystem as well. So yeah, I went ahead and did that. We had Mike Good delegate 9 of his little nouns to me so that I could make a proposal, because you actually need 1% of the total supply of little nouns to make a proposal. So that means there's about 10,000 little nouns or so. So you need to have about 9 or 10 to make a proposal at this point. So he delegated to me some of his nouns, which is just another way of saying he let me borrow them, or like assign them to my wallet address so that I could use the perks that come with having these assets in your wallet. And yeah, I went ahead and made the proposal. It actually did not get enough votes to pass the first time. So I was encouraged to submit it again, which I did. And we got well over the amount of votes that we needed. I think we got almost 500 out of 370 that we needed. And that was all thanks to everybody really like helping push it out there. And yeah, I appreciate everybody who voted with their little nouns. Shout out to Zal, who bought a little noun to vote for us. Also shout out to Tyler Culbertson. Tyler, our favorite freaking Tyler, who is our third co-host, who we were hoping would show up today, but seems like he's very busy. But he went out and bought like 4 little nouns to vote for us because he really believes in the art. And yeah, that was really cool. So the thing got passed, and then that meant that we finally had everything we needed to make it out to Denver and put on a show. A free show, might I add. People got to come and see this for free. It was basically like a public good. I'm looking at you, public nouns. That's a DAO. I've been looking at for a while. But anyway, yes. So we have come to the part where we got to execute the plan. All right, everybody got a little bit of ETH. Everybody got their flights now. We've got all our equipment. Things are happening. We're heading to the airport. Things are happening. I'm super stoked. I was actually a little bit stressed, to be honest, the first day, but things went well. And yeah, like we just heard from Bella, the performance from the audience point of view was really well done. Here I am talking. And okay, so we're going to talk more about the performance. Also, it's playing behind me on this TV here. The live stream from the performance is playing. So just wanted to point that out. It's been playing. Yeah, so before we start talking more about the performance, we're going to go ahead and introduce the team members, the people who made the collaboration, what it was, what it is, what it was, what it will be.
I do know Isabel does have to get going. So before we say hello to the rest of the team, definitely want to, bring it over to Isabel real quick if there was any last parting words.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm super bummed I can't stay for the rest of the show, but I will be tuning in on my drive and listening to the rest of the show, as I always try to do. Yeah, I just wanted to give like a huge shout out and flowers to the whole team, especially before you guys start going down the debrief route. Everybody played like such a key role, and I know, not everybody gets to be at the front doing the whole VR thing or the music thing, when the performance goes live, but there is a lot of behind the scenes that goes into this, probably much more than I can even really truly speak for. But it was just such a fun time, and like I just love each one of you, and like just everybody just did such a great job. Just like all the flowers to all of you guys. It was so beautiful beautifully executed. And I'm super excited just to see how it progresses and develops and just gets better. Not that it needs to be any better, in my opinion. I think it's, just a fabulous performance all on its own. But it was so lovely to be a little tiny part of that wonderful little trip. So love all you guys. And thanks for letting me be on the show, Val and Creatress.
Anytime. You're always welcomed. For those who don't know, Isabel mentioned she's also a photographer, but she also does some art herself. She's created some awesome canvases and murals, and we've had her on in the past doing some live art on our show. So hopefully in season 7, we see you back and we see either you bringing your art or showcasing your photography, because your photography is also awesome. So, and you've been improving so much. If people want to follow you, where can they follow you, Isabel?
Yeah, I'm on X and I'm on Instagram and I'm now on TikTok at Isa la Artista, short for Isa the artist in Spanish, because my actual name is Isabel. So, my name has that versatility of like Bella, Izzy, Belle. You just people just kind of run with it. But for all intents and purposes, Isa la Artista on all platforms. And yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Love
Tuesday.
you. Thank you.
See ya. All right. So yeah, guys, make sure you follow her on all socials. But now, without further ado, let's bring it over to our little Eternal Rhythms team. Why don't we go around and do some intros? Let's start off with you, Clay Jean, and then we'll go over Maximilian, and then we'll go over to Denise and Out of Body.
Cool. What's up, everybody? My name is Clay Jean. I'm a violinist, songwriter, and rapper from Atlanta, Georgia. And I make music. I'm an independent artist. Started in the Web3 world in 2022, releasing music NFTs and trying to bring over my Web2 community over to Web3. So just very happy to be in the space and trying to bring as much value as I can. Shout out the team, making dope art and experiences. And just thankful to be here. And if you want to follow me on places, I'm the Trap Violinist and Clay Jean on music platforms, CLEJAN.
Awesome. Thank you, Clay Jean. So good to have you. I know we met very briefly in person, but definitely got to see the performance and you at your work. It was quite amazing. So yeah, I appreciate you being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let's bring it over to Maximilian.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. Excellent. Hi, it's nice to see everyone. Clay Jean, it's good to hear you. Hey, Ada, it's so good to see everyone. It's amazing how you get used to seeing your friends and then you go back remote again and you're like, no.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely was suffering like those last days of band camp, when I came back. Missing everyone. Yeah, that's real talk. And that's really special because it could very easily have been 10 talented people getting on each other's nerves. But I enjoyed every moment, and it really was sad as we each split apart. So it does bring my heart so much joy to see you. I see your fingers, Ada.
That is a good point. That's awesome. Yeah, not everyone always meshes so well, but you guys did, it seems like. But yeah, that's awesome. True. I would love to hear a little bit about you. Of course, I know you, but maybe people who are tuning in, they want to know about you.
Yes, I would love to share about me. So my name is Maximilian. I've been putting art on the blockchain since 2021. The first thing I ever put on chain was actually a token, a coin. And then the next thing was music, and then a whole bunch of visual art. And I love the technology. I find it very exciting. I'm a tech-forward artist, which means I'm inspired by technology, and so I'm see some tech, and then I go, what can I do with it? Usually, what can I do with it? They didn't mean for me to do with it is also like the other part of that, but I'm a very creative person and I love to create things that inspire awe. because I feel like that is like the highest gift I can give to someone is to show them something they've never seen before. Because in those few moments where you're seeing something and your brain is like, what is that? That's like a gift, where something new can come in. I mean, at this ripe old age, by the time you're 20 years old, you've seen and heard like just so much doesn't seem new anymore. So like
Mm.
any new experience that I could deliver, whether it's something visual or like a new sound or a new vibe, a new idea, just anything to add that zest to life. I'm all about that. And so, I was really so excited to be able to collaborate with Creatress, Adibody, and Denise because first of all, they didn't actually need me. Okay. So it was like I had to work really hard to say, like, how can I bring anything to add to this talent that's already here? Right.
Interesting.
So for me, that means like, let me lean into the parts that are uniquely myself, which I'm a very bizarre person. And if you don't think so, just take another look at my art and you'll see. I had this really delightful collaborative opportunity because when I joined, I was the last person on the team, and they already had written the script, they already had the story and everything. So it was just like me creating a 3D environment in which creators could build this sculpture that everyone is watching live. And it was very important to me that I create a cradle for the story they had already been telling and create some hands to hold the statues or the flowers or the who knows what creatures is going to make, right? When she's inspired. So I had to like build in a way something that was clear at the same time abstract so that it would add without taking away or being too constraining. So it was a very exciting challenge and I couldn't ask for more appreciative teammates and certainly couldn't ask for more talent.
I love that. I love that. And that's really interesting to think from that perspective is like, well, they didn't need me, but how can I add my own twists to that? So I love that. And I actually would love to hear that from Jean too, how he felt he needed to add his personal twist. But before we get into that, let's definitely bring it over to Denise and Out of Body and say hello. How are you? And introduce yourselves.
There we go.
Okay, so hi, my name is Denise, and I've been in crypto since 2022. I've done a lot of collaborative work with Adibody. We are a husband-wife team, and we have our own production studio called Adibody Productions. And yeah, so I'm a graphic designer and an animator and also like a event coordinator as well. And I've done a few like Web3 events that are side events to the main big ones. And yeah, I've been having a blast with all of that. I like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I get to do. Um, in fact, Adibody and Creatress have been collabing for like a year now. And so when Creatress approached me with the opportunity to be a part of it and to make her, the HDRs for her, virtual reality, I was like really, really excited. But at the same time, I was like, oh, shoot, I don't know how to do that. And so it was a big learning curve for me to learn how to make 3D environments, and I'm really glad that I finally got to do something like that, because for years I've been telling Ada, like, wouldn't it be so cool if I got to like learn how to make like VR spaces and all that stuff. And so yeah, thank you to Creatress for giving me the opportunity to do that. And learning was like, how they always say, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into something. I definitely did that. It was not easy for me per se, but when I finally got it down, I was like, oh, I got the hang of this, so I'm excited to make more. But yeah, that's me.
Okay. Hell yeah. My name's Adibody. I'm Nisi's husband. Yeah, like she said, we run a production studio, but a little bit about me. I've big time music person. My mom was a vocalist, my brother was a pianist and band director, so I got really early training and was introduced to music really early on. But I also started in FL Studios back in 2006, so I've had a little over 2 decades with that one, and then had a chance to branch out into all the different ones as well, all the different DAWs, the different music programs for people who don't know. But then I landed in a weird spot because my wife Nisi, she wanted to learn how to do things on the computer digitally, because she's a really, really good drawer, painter, artist. But it was all like physical type of painting with like clay, or what is that type of it's like a marker where it's like, I don't know, but really strong crayon. I forget what it's called, pastels or whatnot.
Oh, pastel. That's
Yeah,
what
so all kinds of cool stuff like that. And I noticed
Are
she
you
could
talking
like,
about Cray Paws?
I think so. I'm
I don't
not
even
very
know.
Ah,
familiar. Yeah,
Cray
so it was
Paws?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very similar to the Kippas that my son got when he was in NFT NYC. But anyways, she could do all kinds of stuff, basically able to look at something and like print it like by just looking at it as reference. And so I went on to try to learn some of the stuff like digital, like graphic design, and like maybe learn some stuff in like animating. And then I'll learn a little bit and I'll teach you, and then get you going. But fell in love with it, and I fell in love with like the whole visual arts. There was a time even when I was younger that I wanted to get a little bit into animating, but it was like really difficult. And so like coming back all these time, I've actually found that music and animation, they go hand in hand together. There's like that time-based type art, and
Rhythm
so
based.
yeah, so it's like because of that. And then also I do like, I'm a content creator, so I've been using cameras a lot, lighting and different things like that. And so we've also do videography and all that stuff. But anyways, all of this kind of led me into Web3 in 2022, where I've been just releasing different NFTs, and we've had some that were learning experiences, some that we did really good with, and then but at the end of the day, my favorite things is to go to these events to meet up with these creatives and visionaries, where I met Maximilian, where I met Creatress, Clay Jean, Valerie. Incredible experiences, and which led me to like collaborations, like one I've done with Creatress. That's kind of like, at first it was just like really innocent. We were just doing like a whistle, and we were just like, hey, this is fun. We're gonna have fun now. Like going little nouns, getting a grant, and going to Denver, and it's like, yeah, it's just that it's just been progressing, and stuff like that, where you get to chill with people who are so like-minded, but then have like such a huge download from each other. I always feel so inspired by the events. This last one from ETH Denver was, I mean, it was so much to unpack. I still been unpacking and processing it, everything I've learned, everything I want to try to do as well, because you get new ideas. It's like each time you get a little bit smarter. So with me, what I did for the collaboration, I composed the music for the backtrack, and then I played the flute as well. And then, just help with a little bit of everything, so that, to get it going, just showing support, little nouns, doing campaigning. But it's just to me, it's just a bunch of fun, right? I just been having a lot of fun with it, and just knocking things off the check mark. And I think it was last week or something, we were talking like, so satisfying from getting to that point where it's just a concept to actually like delivering and going there. And so it was a really awesome experience. But yeah, that's a little about me. I do visual and music, but I'm really into music. And what I did for this was the composition, and then like I was playing live flute with Clay Jean. And let's go. What's up, Saul? Hell yeah. Yeah, it was super fun. And it was like such a cool thing playing with Clay Jean and having all the artists come together, Maximilian, Nisi, and Creatress. And just a super, super freaking awesome event. And a little bit about me. And that's Attabody, not Attaboy. This is spelled ATTABOTTY. And so, that's you could find me that everywhere, website, on socials and everything. But let's freaking go.
I love that. Thank you so much, everybody, for the intros, and we got some comments coming through and some supporters. So love to see it. This is a reminder for anyone who is tuning in. Please go ahead, like, comment, and share it out to all your friends, because they are all super talented in their own ways and also together. So the more people that see this, there could be more opportunities for them to come to a city near you. So definitely share it out, so that they can get some more exposure. We'd appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know, Creatress, if there was anything particular like you want to go down, but I definitely want to hear about like what it was working together and what it felt like as the individual contributing to like your own craft, because like Maximilian said, sometimes these people don't always mesh together. We see bands break up all the time, and it's so hard. But from what I've seen, you guys really did really mesh well together, and so I'm just kind of curious, what were some of the contributing factors and all that. So I don't know. That's what I'm curious about. But you're also leading this as well, so want to make sure I don't leave you out of the conversation, which how could I?
Oh, stop. You're so funny. I think that's a great question. And I think we all probably have like a slightly different answer for it. Yeah, I know you had asked a question to Clejon earlier. I don't remember what it was.
It was kind of along that factor of like, well, contributing with your own individual talents, that way. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, I mean, I'll just answer to the like how it was to work together part. I thought, when I set out to do this, I was trying to do something like as collaborative as possible. I know that I could have kind of come at it from like this is my idea and I want you guys to just help me implement it, but I don't know, that just doesn't seem like quite as fun. So I tried to approach it from more of like, this is the idea that I have. Like, I welcome all of your ideas and like, let's make it ours. So I think that might have helped, because I think sometimes when you have a lot of creative people and like extremely good at what they do, which I'd say all of us are, you might not be so willing to do stuff that you're just told to do. I know I'm not, just not. So like I can be a team player, but it's so much easier to play when you're like co-creating with the person you're playing with, as opposed to, going and playing school and, your friend who suggested we play school is the teacher and you're just sitting there doing what they want you to do. So, yeah, I guess that was just my approach when it came to it. It's like, how can we make this our project and how can we make this as true of a collaboration as possible? Of course, knowing that like the whole concept and, all these things are on some level being kind of ideated by me, at least at the beginning. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add to that, whoever wants to add.
I think
not
it was
all at once. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I agree with the same exact thing, that we were all kind of just like putting out ideas, and then it was like we would put it on the board and then we would like test it out. And then there were certain things that like we tested and there was just like, oh, maybe we could switch it up. And I felt like it was a very, we're all on the same page with how we could do different things. And even when we would switch it up, like when we would test out things, especially like with narration and stuff like that, we would be like, oh, let's see if we could do this here at this one point. And it was like all super clean, super nice and chill. And it was more like fun, like especially when we got together in that theater and we were just like working out last final details. It was like boom, 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 boom. Everything just started knocking out, and it was great. I think the coolest thing too is like how, because it's, obviously we're on the opposite sides of the country, so like practicing live performance online is very difficult. But we did our best. But it's honestly like when we were able to meet together and like fix all these like and smooth everything out. Oh, it was so much fun. And then by the time we kept doing it over and over again, we were just like really slamming it down. Um, so yeah, I think that was like one of the biggest things is I also want to add is that before we had done this, it's like all of us had, had some time together. Like me and Clay Jean, we stayed at the same place in Miami together, and we were freaking vibing like hell. Me and Creatious had some time where we've seen each other at events multiple times. Make Maximilian as well. So it's like, of course, Nisi and me, we know we vetted each other out. So
You guys did that a long time ago.
but that whole fact that we had that rapport with each other and time that we've like we've been super gelling. So when we just came together, it was like rinse and repeat, except now we got this super cool spot. Shout out to Binks and Third Planet Studios for like hosting us in this like spa retreat. It was so cool. I've been like looking at videos of it too. It's like, man, I miss that underneath that like bottom room or downstairs with the theater and the poker table.
You miss that chair. I know what it is. It's the chair. Everybody misses the chair too, right?
Yeah,
I know you're saying that room, but was the chair on that list?
That chair was definitely on that list.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Like, who doesn't want a freaking nice massage chair too? Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Yeah. So,
oh my gosh. I mean, it was pretty serious. I remember I looked over at Ada one time and I think his eyes were like in the back, they had rolled back. He had just come off of working like 18 hours and I was like,
that chair was amazing.
That massage chair was really the highlight
Yeah.
of that whole house. I just have to say, anybody hosting an Airbnb
Yes.
or hosting an experience anywhere, consider bringing either massage therapists or a couple of those really nice chairs.
A couple.
Yes.
I have performed at an event that had massage therapists. So there were two people laying there like nearby in the vicinity getting massages while I was performing, which, I'm all for it. I am all for it. And I think that should be implemented into more events. Just saying.
Yes.
I agree.
So that was a nice chair. I've actually never been in a massage chair that felt nice. It's always like, oh, someone's like putting fists, but not in a good way in my back. Like sometimes like at the nail salons or like the massage chairs at the malls, it's like, oh God, this is not nice at all. So it sounds like this one was a high-end, pretty good chair.
Oh my gosh. V-Dizzle, this was like, it was like when it did your calves, it was like an army of babies like nibbling. And then you could dial it up and then it would be, like it, I mean, it went from like baby nibbles all the way to full on like Swedish massage. Like it was hitting all the right places. Like for me, like, I think everyone, when they were in the chair, they were just trying not to moan too loud.
That's what she said. All right, moving right along.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then on top of that, we were just like, I think all of us were like living it up a little bit, enjoying the experience, and that in itself we're like all on the same page with that. So it was like just really fun. I think just having just us, be like chill with each other, and then on top of that, like Creatures was saying, like it was really awesome to see everyone do what they do, and to be in the room and just like be a part of it is fun, and I love like collaborative things too, because even when I was in the orchestra or in band, it's like it's so much fun to create something together that's like a little bit, it's like because it's a pieces of everyone, it's like culminates into more than just any one person, and it's the experience that we're all like supporting and uplifting. And I think that's where it's just like magic happens, and then performing in that it's something like I long for when I'm not doing it, and as I'm doing it, it's just like there's nothing like it. It's so like free and super fun. So yeah, I think that I could go on and on about it, but especially like when we started getting to the point where we would be able to give each other cues, like me and Clay Sean looking at each other, Courageous would tell us when to do a nice little spin and just different things like that. Those are all just like super fun things that just like add up and just continue on going, which is like, I'm like excited. I've been practicing a lot. Got some cool stuff with the flute now that I've been home a bit more. And so
Ooh, the new flute, y'all. The new flute. If you weren't here last week, Ada showed off his new flute that he got at Breckenridge. You have it nearby?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I have both of them.
Oh, it's
So
back
just
there.
to show a difference, this one's Bear Claw, which is the original flute I built everything from. And it's pretty big. It's like a little over 2 feet. And it gets a little sound. So listen to how this one gets. So that's that one. And then the new one I got is called Bird Wing because it has a bird wing on the top. The other one had a bear claw. That's why I called it that. But this one, it's a lot brighter and it's a lot louder and it's higher. So I've been enjoying it.
Even just that small little like improv, like it does something. Like it itches my ears and my heart and my soul and my brain, like all around.
Wow.
Awesome.
See, I gotta save that clip. See, I agree though. I agree. I'm instantly like, the ancestors are here. Grab my sage. Somebody, something. Everybody get it. Everybody relax. We're about to start the meditation.
Right. I'd actually love to hear from Clay Jean because he's got his profile picture there, playing the violin, and so I just love to hear from him, like how the experience it was on his end, because I think from what I've heard from Creatress and what I've seen is like you perform a lot more solo shows, right? So how was it for you to collaborate and bring in your talent?
Yeah, it was super cool. I mean, anytime you get amazing artists together to do art, it's an exhilarating experience. It's a spiritual experience, and this was no different. I mean, Creatress already had such a great, and Creatress and Adabody had such a great thing going before I Indonici and Maximilian, before I joined and everything. So it was just nice to be able to come in and try to fit in where I could. I mean, the violin is a special instrument because it's one of the closest instruments to the human voice. So yeah, it was a fun thing to do to kind of combine that with the story that we were creating about birth and life and existence and back to death and the cycle of things. And so just being able to provide just an extra voice to already mesh with the magic they were creating was very special, and I feel very thankful that I got to do that.
That's amazing. And you don't happen to have your violin next to you, do you?
Oh, shit.
Valerie, you can always count on you to ask the hard questions.
I mean, I always got that thing on me. It's around, but I have to put on a shirt.
No rush. Look, we got some time, so go find yourself a shirt. Grab your stuff. You tell us when.
I mean, like, don't trouble yourself.
There might be some people not opposed to that. I don't know. Whoever's tuning in, I don't know.
I mean, like if it's too heavy or something.
So I'll say it was actually really cool just to see how everybody came and brought their own talent. That's also something I was going to say actually to the question about how we all worked well together. Like I stand by the things I said earlier, but also something that Adabody said I wanted to touch back on. Ada and I had already known each other for a whole year before this collaboration, and we actually performed 4 times together before this. So and I knew the first time I met him, like last Denver, that we were going to be homies and that we were going to collab at some point. Like I remember he told me about Denise, like that first meeting. He's like, "Oh, you're going to love my wife. You guys are going to get along great." And I'm like, "I just met you. How do you know?" But like he was so right. And so that, and then okay, and then Maximilian, I've known her for years. I've like run into her at 20 events without trying. And this is how I know things are meant to be, like for me, is that I run into the same people over and over and over without trying. Like I go to events and in my mind, I'm kind of like, oh, it would be nice to see, Out of Body. It would be nice to see Maximilian. Like that's barely a thought in my mind. And as soon as I'm walking through, who's walking towards me, all of a sudden it's Out of Body. It's Maximilian. That's just how I know. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to like dig a little further here and like see where the synergy is, where the connection. And so Maximilian I've known for years. Out of Body I've known for a whole year and had collaborated with him multiple times. And we had discussed or at least talked out loud, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could perform like at this place or that place? And like we didn't like push for it, but we just put it out there. And so, and then Danichi, I also got a chance to meet her prior to Denver. So we had that personal rapport. And then Clejon, I mean, he's like the newest, sorry, but at the same time, it was enough when we met in Miami and, well, we collaborated in Miami. So he saw my show with Out of Body. He was in the audience. And then we saw him perform at that same event, the One Love Dao event. Just did like a quick kind of like I don't know. It was like really just like a teaser. Honestly, I feel like you were there for like 10 minutes. And I would just remember being like, oh, that is really cool. That would probably complement what Ada and I did really well. And then the next day we went to was it Zaucella? Yeah, in Miami. Okay, so then I went to Zaucella, which happened to be a collaboration with One Love Dao. We were showing our art on some screens there, and then Ada performed there, Clejon performed there, and I got to see those. I was standing there front row and got to see both of their sets on their own. I was just like, oh shoot, like yeah, this definitely could be a thing. So all that to say is that I had multiple experiences watching their performances or just getting to know each of my collaborators on a personal level. That's why I think we all worked together, because I wouldn't have picked people that I didn't like truly believe were like good humans on some level, and then also like talented at their craft. So I think there were no surprises. It wasn't just like I picked some random people and then like didn't get along because I didn't vet them. And also I wasn't like let down at their professionalism because I had seen them on stage and already seen how they move. So
I would like to also say, Creatress, thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate your appreciation. That's really wonderful. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that don't work out. I want to just put a little light on the shadows for a moment, right? So when you get a group of people together and you have a really good synergy, it's really, really something to celebrate. It's like when people get married, right? Because it didn't work out 40,000 times before that, right? Literally, so it's absolutely something to celebrate. And I want to say, as an addendum to, because it's directly related to what Creatress said, although it may not seem to be, it's personal, but maybe it's not. I always aspire to continue earning the love and admiration of my friends every day. I feel like that is a rent that's due every day. And when you genuinely like the people that you're working with, it's easy to show up as your very best self because you want to do your best for yourself, but also you're around these people that bring out the best in you. I can
Mhm.
always tell when I'm around people that are good for me. Why? Because my jokes are the funniest. It's not just funny, it's like the funniest shit I ever said, right? Why? Right? Am I lying, creatress? How many times does the wine spill out of your nose or the juice or the whatever, right? I'm just saying, like, we have so many laughs at a body too. I could say Denise, like Clayjon and I also have laughed. Like, I'm saying, like, but why? Because we literally bring out the best in each other, and so it makes it easy to show up as your best. I really believe that it has to do with genuinely liking each other. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I completely agree. It's different. It's different when you're showing up to work and you like your work people. And that goes for any job, even creative stuff. So yes, if anybody's out there listening, you've been in a toxic work environment, you know you don't want to even show up to work when it's like that. So yes, thank you
Right.
all for being wonderful and easy to work with. So with that, I think we might be ready for the musical interlude.
Are you ready, Clayjon, or do you need some time still?
Oh yeah, I'll play y'all a little.
Yay!
What do you want to hear?
What? I don't know.
You want to play the? I don't know if you remember, but what you played over, like the really up tempo part, like the Latin music part. Can you even remember?
No.
No. All right. Whatever you feel like.
Maximilian.
Will you play something that you wrote?
Turn the club up.
Okay. I mean, should I just play my Crazy Train remix? I feel like that's pretty simple. I'm gonna do that.
Whatever your heart desires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yo, I got like literally the best footage of you on like 3 different angles playing that at the Nulcha, dude.
Nice. Nice.
I got some great footage of you playing at the club and everyone going like this, and I got you going like this. Oh, with the DJ next to you.
Nice.
Oh.
Love it.
How was this experience different than any other thing you've done, Clayjon? Is that something you usually do? Is like you usually perform individual, or like is this something that came natural to you too, since you were like one of the newer members to join?
Yeah. Normally I perform solo, but I do like love to jam with other like instrumentalists. Like I've done that before too, just for like fun. So it was a good mix of like both. Yeah, it's a good mix of performing with people, which I don't normally do as much, and then just also just having fun. It was just a good time. We had a great time. Ada's an amazing musician, so whenever you can play with an amazing musician, it's a blessing.
That's definitely true. And I definitely hope I get to see all of you guys perform in your own talents, but also together. Is there any plans to do something, whether it's Eternal Rhythms or something else, but together?
Oh, yes. Wait.
Thought about
Oh, yes, definitely. Look, I have 2 different sets of music that I'm writing uniquely to perform with Adabody and Clayjon. I've played a couple of tracks for Clayjon. Did you like them, Clayjon?
I loved him.
I just want to hear you say it again. Adabody, I sent you some tracks too. Did you like them?
Hell yeah.
Okay, Creatures, I played you a couple tracks. Did you like?
The ones you played in Austin?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
like in the car. So yeah, and at the house. Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah,
can't
so
wait.
okay, so like I am working on a couple of different sets. One is something that is like uplifting, just think bouncy, spacious, fat, juicy bass.
Mm.
Like pancakes with jam, not even syrup, okay? Like too much butter, cotton candy, fresh squeezed juice, and sunshine like that, right?
Okay.
Okay, that's one thing, right? And that's one. And then the other whole different vibe set that I'm working on is uh bohemian. Imagine a different setting, maybe more festival setting with like rugs and people are drinking wine. Some people are dancing and people are dressed in costumes, maybe, or like just a whole different vibe. Lots of jewelry, that kind of crowd, right? Something more acoustic, something a little bit more rock and roll, a little bit more gritty. So I have these two different sets I'm working on that I'll soon, I'm just still working on it, but almost it's ready to present. And so then maybe we'll have two additional shows that we could add to our arsenal of entertainment. And, I was just thinking, I know Denise said that she likes to play percussion. So there's room for some extra hands. So I'm looking forward to that's my answer. So my answer is yes, Val.
I love it. I love it. And thank you so much for the description. You're definitely taking me down into, a trip there and like two different trips. So I'm excited to hopefully hear this soon then.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So yeah, everybody's got specific events going on their own. Everybody's cooking in their own kitchen, and we're gonna bring it to the communal kitchen at some point. But yeah, on my end, I'm always open to doing more, whether that is running the Eternal Rhythms show again or coming up with a whole new concept. But there are a couple events that are in my radar, let's just say. So I'll just mention that. Nothing specific, nothing on paper yet. But these are just events that I would like to perform at. There's Lisbon in June. Wait, let me back up. There's NFTLA in April, which I think I might miss because it's right after I'm supposed to leave San Diego. But that's happening for April 17th to 20th. So I'm considering it. Then there is May. End of May is the Bitcoin Ordinals event in Vegas, right in the hometown of Miss Maximilian. So that's at the end of May. Yes, that Val and I have discussed. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but
By the way,
Go on and get ahead of yourself. Go on and get ahead of yourself, Creatress. But everyone, just by the way, a quick correction, a little housekeeping. My hometown actually is Los Angeles. Just FYI. But yes, I'll be there in Las Vegas for the Bitcoin conference. Faux show. Faux show. Creatress, I want to see you. V-Dizzle, are you coming?
there are some things that are in the works pending. Of course, funding is a factor, but there looks to be some sort of funding available. So let's look on positive. It's looking positive.
Yes. Check your calendars. May 27th. Just check your calendars, y'all.
Yes.
So anyway, again, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but May 27th. So yes, that's also on my radar. June 4th to the 6th, I believe, is Lisbon. NFC Lisbon, which they said they're going to be putting out an open call for performances. Look out for that. And at the end of June is NFT NYC, which we actually do have a couple invitations for. I mean, I say loosely we. I guess it's me, but like we, we. So look out for that. There's at least 3 different events happening in New York that I've already heard of, including, I believe, the Dizzle may be hosting an event in New York, actually, that we may be invited to perform at. So you guys you guys, this is actually a meeting for the Dizzle's New York.
In New York. Reserve the dates in June, okay? NFT NYC, working on an event. Working on funding, already got a location, a venue with a big ass screen and a stage. So just saying.
Just saying. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, let's get ahead of ourselves. Let's get ahead of ourselves.
Let's do it.
Yes.
So Dame Dash says preparing is caring. Preparing is caring. So let's go ahead and get ahead of ourselves. We have to have that vision and pre-pave the way. And
you gotta act like it's already happening. Like it's gonna happen. It's already happening. So
exactly.
Yes. Also, Ethereum Mexico is another event that's on my radar, happening, I believe, in September. And who else was I talking to? I don't know. This
Ethereum Mexico?
Ethereum Mexico, that's a thing.
Oh
and
my
it'll be
gosh.
second year coming up here soon.
That sounds magnificent. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'll tell you that sounds very exciting. I haven't been to any of the beautiful tropical warm weather crypto events. It's always Denver, right? I want to go to Ethereum Mexico. Are you considering to go?
I reached out to them and they said they'd like to talk. But I'm cautiously optimistic about everybody and everything. So, but you heard it here first. In my, the other thing I was gonna say was the other things coming up, and again, I've been wanting to do a more solid tour for some time, so that's always on my mind, and finding ways to do that. And the other thing was I wanted two things. So Ada, I'll let him share about on that note. And then Clayjean, I know he's got a show coming up, so I don't know if he wants to share about it. But I think that's the next nearest thing on the calendar. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I feel like each event, I try to maximize a lot of what it takes to get out there, because every time I go to an event, there's some expenditures, and I always try to be like, okay, what did I gain from this? What is the leads that I have, type of thing, just to milk as much as I can from the investment to go out to these events and network and do all that stuff. And I feel like this event was just a home run. There were so many great connections that were made, so many new groups and communities that I was not I knew about, but not integrated into more. And so now I've been learning a lot of new people to collaborate with. I've just been, because we went not just to ETH Denver, but we also did the South by Southwest performances. And those were really awesome too. Met a lot of great people there. We got a chance to stay in a mansion or a mini mansion. And that was super fun. Again, shout out to Bink's Third Planet Studios, and freaking to go back to my original point about maximizing, each time I go down to a place. Well, we went to 3 different cities this time. We went to ETH Denver, met a lot of amazing people there, a lot of new connections that are going to lead to probably me and Nisi both going to other events. But then also we went to Breckenridge, was another cool thing that many great connections were happening there. And so now even something like Toronto maybe in the books. And so then And then after that, South by Southwest was a really big home run because I actually got scouted by European scouting agent from Slovakia, and we're working out the details for me to go out to Europe for a European tour. And he's super solid dude. Yeah, one of the cool things, right, where you're like meeting somebody. It's like I got a chance to meet him and have like a whole day to spend with them. Brought him back to the house too, so everyone was vibing with him. They were good people. Yakub was making tea for everyone, and we were just like chilling. Brian, he had his friend with him, and I felt like they were good people. And so now we just talking back and forth. He showed me like yesterday he was doing he has a distillery in his basement, and he's showing me like how it's like a family tradition to make their own like homemade alcohol and everything. He's like, when you come to Slovakia, I can't wait for you to have some. Like, let's freaking go. So I'm super stoked about that, and to like get into like a different audience, especially in Europe, where it's like I know in like Europe the like EDM is a lot more like celebrated. It's like definitely something that I definitely vibe with because I like a lot of European artists too. So it'd be like cool one to dive into that crowd and start going in there because yeah, there's so many cool places. We're talking about Germany, maybe Amsterdam, definitely Slovakia, and I think that it's kind of cool because I feel like I'm gonna be mixing up different things, but people have been really enjoying the flute. I'm a multi instrumentalist, so I could play a lot of different things, but I don't know. The flute's by just been catching on, and I've been hearing a lot this term like spiritual EDM. I've never labeled my work like that, but in many instances, especially some of my tracks, it to me it is like it was a spiritual experience creating the music and the composition for it. So the how people like receiving it in that way is like I'm really digging it, and just like kind of leaning into that. And but yeah, same thing here is like Las Vegas is looking like a good thing. I'm gotta get the funding going, gotta get a couple things worked out for Las Vegas. After that, definitely NFT NYC. I have a couple different things lined up for there. I just got a letter saying that I was accepted to be a speaker at NFT NYC, so I'm like, yeah, I was super stoked about that. And then, yeah, just trying to, just pack up as much as I can, like from this experience, but also, still because there's a lot of music and art that I really want to make too. That I had a lot of creative ideas while I was out in Denver and, and everywhere as we were touring, and I'm really excited to hit up on those because I think they're going to be super cool. Um, but yeah, that's kind of like my future plans. The big thing is the European tour. Other big thing is whatever I'm doing with Creatress, always freaking amazing, and to me one of my biggest things. Um, Also, this is another cool thing, and probably good to start like sharing some news about this now. But I've been in contact with Fail often, and we're talking about building something together that I think would be really cool to uplift the performances. Where I have a platform that's going to have projectors project my animations, but also what Fail often does because he does live art, so he could like remix it right there. And so for like the visuals that are supposed to go with everything, they're going to be projected onto this prop that we build, and it's going to be like a pyramid. And I've been super excited about that because we're trying to get like a crowdfunding for me to go out there and live stream us building the whole thing. But yeah, more to come soon. I don't want to give away too much. I got to make sure he's cool with things too. But yeah, that's been a little bit of things going, and just trying to be like really organized as I get to everything and make sure everything's like fully everything has the full attention that they need. Um, but yeah, I've been excited. I'm like, it's weird because like I've been a little bit sick too. I got home and I got something else, probably like some kind of other thing, like a flu or something. And then I had like a flare up. So then since then, I have been like lethargic as hell. It's been super crazy getting my energy back. and I got like a lump under my tongue too, which has actually been messing with my flute playing. So I got to get that checked out. So it's been like a little back and forth. So like I have like all these cool things. I'm like trying to like take advantage of the leads, but then like I like need like to sleep. My body's like not doing so well. So it's always best to just listen to everything, and then I'm getting everything. Like I'm getting my energy back slowly but surely. But yeah, it was wild. It was super fun. But I love wild. It's like the coolest shit ever. I'm like adrenaline junkie. So that was so much fun. Everything we did throughout the tour, so and the performance and everything. But yeah, that's a little bit about stuff going on.
So much going on, everything, everywhere, all at once. Well, I hope you get better, Ada. And even though Ada has been feeling sick and recovering, and I think most of us had to recover on some level from that amount of that like mini tour. I guess we could call that a mini tour.
Yeah.
I know
Sloth
Maximilian
mode.
also.
Still in sloth mode. And still in
Yeah.
sloth mode. I feel like I'm moving really slow. I feel like it takes me forever to like do simple stuff. Like
Right?
I'm still like, you know, like when I'm on my game, I wake up between like 3:55 a.m. and like 4:55 a.m. I wake up, I'm up. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready to listen to like aggressive rap music. Like I'm up, right? I'm waking up now at like 9:30 and I'm like, oh God. Oh, you know, so I'm still not back yet. I just had to, you know, I thought it was just me, you know, but gosh, you know, it just goes to show you like being all of us were like batteries, you know, charging each other up, you know. It's amazing. So not just you, Adam, me too. I'm also still like, oh, slow. I'm like touching grass from like the opposite direction, like one of the zombies in Thriller, like
All right, y'all, get it together. Get it together. I already flew to Mexico City, did spring break, entertained a child for spring break, came back. All right. Anyway, I won't get into it, but we're all making our way back to 100%. That's all that matters. And what I was gonna say was even on his sick bed, Out of Body and Anichi, I don't know who did all of the work, so I'm just going to say both of them, but they managed to make a recap video for us. So I just wanted to see, Val, if you have it, if you want to run it. It's just a really quick 1 minute recap. It's not the final recap, but just thought y'all should see it.
I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Great work, guys. Great work. And can we get a fact check here, Danichi? Who did you also produce? Did you also edit?
No, I give him footage. That was my. I just gave him footage.
Ada, that was sick.
Okay.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Add on the edit footage by Denise. It was a collab.
There you go.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. So glad. Yeah, I got some more coming too. It's like it's close to a terabyte now.
Yeah,
Everyone's
there's a lot of
yeah.
footage that we've been going through. It's been crazy, and we're
Yep.
like working on a bunch of different videos
But
simultaneously.
the cool thing is, I literally have the coolest shots of all you. Like,
Yes.
so there's like, Christmas is coming early. You're getting
Ooh.
edit.
Oh.
I can't wait. Oh yeah, that cannot.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been pretty cool, and like, just like I said, like when it's always like the hardest part chokes you up. You're going through all the old footage, and then you're just like, I remember that time. That was so much fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's crazy,
cool.
like the flood of all the memories, and it's like it makes you happy, but then at the same time, it's like bittersweet because then you're like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I missed that. But yeah,
They're all coming together, especially now that I started getting the last little bits of everything. It's now I feel like organized. I can like look at everything through a time-based system and be like, okay, I want to get that chunk and tell a story the way I need to with all the different footage. But yeah.
That is awesome. And how long does a clip like that like take you guys to edit?
So that one took me, I'd say, what, about 3 hours, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
yeah.
For that one.
And it just
Wild.
honestly depends on the type of editing too. Like there are some that can take like a whole week to make, and there's some that can take like 2 to 3 hours to make. So it just really depends on the content.
Y'all, so if you need any video edits or cinematography for your event, Ada and Denichi are happy to take on new clients. So just wanted to put that out there. And, also I wanted to point out that Valerie put up a banner here that says you can check out the lilnouns.wtf website for more info on how you can join the DAO, the Little Nouns DAO, or how you might be able to contribute ideas or projects and have them voted on, like we did.
And
Yes,
speaking
and
of, yes,
and we got some really good news all of a sudden. I'm so excited right now. Val, I'll let you take it.
So speaking of Lil Downs, if you guys Lil Nouns who are down, anyway, speaking of Lil Nouns,
Good save.
speaking of Lil Nouns, creators did mention all the different people who kind of came together to help to vote to pass this proposal in the Lil Downs. And so without further ado, let's bring up Tyler and Lorenzo. And Tyler, by the way, and Lorenzo, we have Lorenzo all over the place. He is our mascot, and he's a nice cryptode, and he is the boss of Tyler, who is also our third co-host. So let's bring him up, and he also helped to pass this proposal. Hello!
The crowd is wild.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
Tyler.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Doing very, very good. Especially now that you're here. It's been a while. I mean, I saw you at December very briefly, but it's so nice to have you. All the three co-hosts, all the three hosts of There's Layers to This, the gang's together.
The three amigos.
So good to see you, Tyler. And we actually, I think the whole team met Tyler in Denver, actually, at the Prof. Warder Builders Brunch, if I'm not mistaken. Tyler, you met the whole team, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
These
right.
people look familiar?
It does. Good to see you.
So, Tyler, I heard that you were a big contributing factor to getting this proposal passed. You had gone and bought some Lil Nouns. Is that right?
Yeah, I was inspired. I didn't have any governance ability, so I scraped some shekels together and I rectified that, and now I can vote on Lil Nouns, and I'm proud to say my very first prop that I voted on was a yes to the December Creatress Little Eternal Rhythms Vibes live performance in Denver.
That's a mouthful, but we really appreciate you eating it all and coming
Let's go.
in with that support. No, for real though, Tyler, you're
Love
the
your
best.
energy, Tyler. I love the way you think too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Chef's
hot.
kiss. Chef's kiss energy, this guy. Yeah, Tyler, will you do just like a 1 minute intro for anyone who might be listening to the show and be like, who the hell's this guy? Because he hasn't been here all season.
Oh, that's a loaded question. Who is this guy? Well, this is Lorenzo. I am Tyler. I work for him. He is a cryptode created by King Gremplin. And I was put on this earth to proliferate the hot, fresh vibe of cryptodes and nouns and all sorts of stuff. I am a wealthy man for the simple fact that I have 3 beautiful children. So that makes me extremely wealthy, and I am grateful for that. They look at their father. He's a bit of a weirdo sometimes, but I think they have fun with what we do. And I can't leave out one key point. We love lasagna.
Lasagna.
There's layers to this.
Backgrounds, Valerie. Thank you.
Of course. Actually,
Okay.
speaking of
Can
lasagna,
Can I ask a question about this lasagna?
but real quick, I just want to say something real quick. Speaking of lasagna, there is a program, it might be in your city, where you can go and ask for lasagna to be brought to your house for free. There is someone in your city who makes the lasagna. They contact you. They ask you if you have any food allergies, any requests, and they go and bring you lasagna. So I actually got picked here in San Diego, and they're going to send me lasagna to my door on Thursday.
What? No, this is an April Fool's. This is an April Fool's joke.
Oh
Go
God.
ahead and search for
Congratulations.
Maximilian. I'll go find the website and I'll post it up for anyone who wants to look into it. But yeah, I
Wait,
just wanted
is
to
it
share
April
that.
Fool's joke? Are you
No,
joking?
it's not. It's not actually.
It's too good to be true. Don't play with me, Valerie, about lasagna, okay?
Just fine.
Is it
I'm
called
not.
April Fool's, it's
I
Christmas.
crossed my heart. Not joking here.
Okay,
I want to
please
joke
share
about
that.
Like,
Please,
no
like-
jokes about lasagna.
I love lasagna, no joke. And they ask about food allergies? What? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called Lasagna Love by any chance?
I think it is.
Because
yeah.
I just looked it up and I want to request.
Yes, no, I'm telling you, it
Yes.
took about like maybe 3 weeks. Like it took about a week for someone to be like, "Hey, we got your response. Like, we heard your request." And it's nice to say like, you can actually send it to someone you care about. It doesn't have to be for yourself. Maybe you want to show appreciation to someone. So yeah. They took about a week to respond, and then they took another couple of weeks where they find a volunteer to pair me with. And yeah, they reached out and they're like, "Hey, if you have food allergies," and they gave me three options of lasagna to choose from. This was literally
What?
today, this
This
morning.
is amazing.
Yeah, and so the 3 options I had was a traditional Italian lasagna with meat and sauce, using organic beef ragu, or 2, creamy chicken pesto lasagna with white sauce and spinach, or 3, spicy Italian sausage and veggie lasagna. So those are the 3 lasagnas my volunteer offered to make. And I chose number 2 with the creamy chicken pesto lasagna. I've never had that kind. So I was like, all right, let's give it a try.
It sounds like you got the Leonardo da Vinci of lasagna masters right there.
Hey!
Oh,
You talking about me?
I don't know. Are you making that creamy chicken pesto lasagna? Then maybe I am.
No, but I appreciate the innovation. It's wonderful.
Val, please, will you make one of those really great food videos? I want a 3-camera setup. I need a close up on the lasagna. I want to see your fork going into it. I need a close up on your face. I want to see your eyes like rolling back. I mean, like the steam rolling
We're
off
gonna
of
need to
it.
hire
Like,
Tyler to produce this whole thing because we're gonna need a social media professional on this.
make us an
I don't think
unboxing.
edit videos as good as Denise and Out of Body. Like, okay, I gotta get the
Denise,
music. I don't know. This is production level. Okay.
Denise's lasagna unboxing video is going to be off the chain. Maybe Ada is going to do some music. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be off the chain. Denise, you're going to do a lasagna unboxing, right?
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I love their unboxing videos.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes. Fire. Giving us that FOMO. Give us that FOMO, Denise.
Again.
But yeah, go
making me
ahead. Go ahead, Maximilian. I know you had a question, but real quick, I did see Kalejon says he has to get going. So before you ask your question, let's all say goodbye to Kalejon. See ya. Thank you so much for joining us today and for giving us a little treat with playing your violin.
Let's
That was
go.
so
It was good seeing you, homie.
Thanks for having me. Good to see everybody. Till next time.
Peace
All right.
out, brother.
See ya. So go ahead, Maximilian. What's your question?
I cannot wait. Just by the way, I cannot wait for all of us to get together again. It's so nice to see everybody. I would have said that before he left, but anyway, he'll hear it later. But my question is, so like I literally love lasagna. Love it so much. I get very creative about it, being a plant-based person, trying to make things creamy, without using cheese. There's all these like challenges and stuff. And so I was just curious, what is the theme for this show and lasagna? Like, I've never met anyone that loves lasagna more than me. Maybe it's you, because I don't have lasagna as a co-host on my show. So, so what is the theme with lasagna?
Well, it's a hot, fresh vibe. We'll start there. Second, there's a couple elements, one another one is lasagna is like familia. It's family style. You share it, you enjoy it with all, and there's layers to lasagna. So there's layers to this. But I'd have to say the lasagna inspiration all came from this guy. His body trait on chain, that's an L1 known as Ethereum, and his body trait is lasagna, inspired by the great animated cat who
Garfield.
Indeed. He loves it.
Ah.
That's kind of the web of intricacies that bring this all together for that hot, fresh vibe.
There's layers to this.
I love it. I love it. Chef's kiss.
Woo!
And speaking of layers, we definitely have had layers of guests coming on our show today. And we've got one more guest to add to our show. This is a great finale, by the way, but we've got someone else who also was a part of helping with the Eternal Rhythms production and who was also a sponsor of our show. There's layers to this, and a good friend of all of ours.
Who could it be?
Let's bring up drum roll. Keegan, teacher.
Teacher.
Good to see you, homie.
The class is in
really didn't know it was you.
is strong. Let's go.
Who is it?
How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me okay or no?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Here, let me.
So
let
good
me,
to see you.
Yeah, great for having me. Appreciate it. I heard this is your guys' season finale. Is that true?
Yes, our biggest
Dang.
finale yet, season 6.
Here, let me unblur my background. You can see.
I'm
it's
glad.
total-
I'm glad that you brought him on the show because I heard that we were going to be asked about our favorite moments, and so I'm glad that he's here. So I want to hear about those.
Yeah. So what have you guys covered so far? I've kind of been out of the loop. I'm on the juggling act right now with different tasks. So what's going on?
Oh man, Keegan, you're gonna have to go back and watch it because there's way too much to tell. But what we will say is that we covered everything except what a fabulous job you did with our
Oh,
live stream.
And we
you're
also
not.
didn't cover favorite moments yet.
And we didn't cover
Oh,
favorite moments. So I think this is the perfect time.
I
So
see.
first I'll say, I guess I'll do a little intro for Keegan as far as our show, and then you could do your own intro if you want, Keegan. But so Keegan, teacher Keegan here, who just joined us, and I go way back. We go way back to 2021, where we met at the San Diego NFT Con in San Diego. That's also where I met Valerie. Actually, no, we met in LA, but
LA.
then we reconnected in San Diego. I was about to get corrected. So anyway, the SDNFT Con was our second meeting, and he actually interviewed me for his show Token Talk, which you can find that episode on YouTube. It's still there. And fast forward to now, we've collaborated on multiple things. We've run into each other at 50 events. We've traveled to events almost together, not like in the same plane, but like, we're all going type, We've been supported on this show by you in many different ways. So thank you for that. And then most recently, you did the live stream of our performance at ETH Denver for the Little Eternal Rhythms collaboration. So thank you for doing that, and pass it over to you if you have any other intro stuff I missed.
Yeah, I mean that kind of sums up the history. I mean, aside from all the meetups and everything that we've kind of collaborated in different cities. I mean, you mentioned some, but like, yeah, it's been all across the U.S. really. And I know that you and Valerie have done a lot together. And yeah, I just want to try and help and support where I can, especially like, the people that need to be uplifted and advocated for. And, I felt like I really wanted to do that for you guys as much as I could, given my schedule and stuff. But yeah, it was great. And honestly, like it was a real special moment, I think. And I think everybody there at that event felt that. And there was just a real kind of like coming together, I guess. And I felt like I hadn't seen that side of Denver in that way. And you guys just really brought it with all the sounds and all the energy and all the different sides that you had with your group. And so, yeah, it was just a real cool experience. And so I'm glad I got to be a part of it and get some good footage. I mean, I think you guys got really, in my opinion, I think it's some pretty good footage. I think you got a lot of like, you get to see it through the camera. And for people that weren't there, I mean, not everybody was live streaming at all those events, so I definitely think it was a special thing.
It really was. It really was. And so, yeah, I just would love to go into like, how that experience was for you, Keegan, and coming in and, being behind the scenes. And I think this was kind of your first time doing something like that, right? So how was that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt like there's a lot of pieces of that puzzle that goes into it, at least to do it pretty good. Like you need to have a lot of things dialed in. And so, I typically like to be on the other side of the camera, but I felt like with this, I felt like this wasn't my moment. This was your guys' moment. And so, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's definitely like you're managing production to an extent. The sound, the lighting, the angle, how much people are around you, watching the cables, watching the screen, watching the camera, the tripod, and making sure no drinks or anything come fall in anything. So definitely was a experience for sure. And I think it's definitely a lot of credit to anybody that does a lot of filming and stuff out in the field or out at events. You definitely have to be on your game to do it well. I mean, anybody can just go and like, hey, let me get my camera and phone, which is fine if that's what it is. But if you're trying to create something a little bit more than that, you kind of got to look at the whole spectrum. And so, yeah, it was a really cool thing. And I think that maybe I'll do some stuff like that in the future again if the time and opportunity presents itself.
Okay. All right. Nice. I love it. I'm gonna share some footage from there. Let's check it out.
Ooh.
Oh, you also had, oh yeah, there were some people who was chatting also too during the live stream here. Were you also managing all that too?
I mean, yeah, it was connected, so I was able to see and kind of like bring some of that stuff up a little bit. But it's,
Mm.
I mean, when you're looking at the live stream on X and on YouTube, and I think maybe we had it on one more, or maybe it was just us two. I don't remember Instagram. I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, that's just another piece that goes into it. In this case, you could only engage so much because the focus was on the performance. But I feel like whenever you can bring people into it and connect like that, I feel like it just makes it that much more of a substance kind of like oriented thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It
Cool.
looks
Well,
so good. It looks so good.
Sick. Let's go.
It sounded so good too.
I
Tyler,
love
have you?
how. Oh,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. Go. I'll ask Tyler the question after.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say I love how you like in some parts zoomed in and kind of moved around as opposed to just having like one static angle. So just want to give you major props for that. And I also thought it was really cool that you did the interview style portion at the end. I thought that was really cool. And thanks for bearing with us because I know as soon as it ended, we're all just like dispersed. We're like, let us breathe, and so we had to kind of like get reeled back in and do this. So thank you for being patient and
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
doing
I
all
mean,
that.
I like it. Honestly, like I think it's great for getting repetitions and kind of like staying frosty. Like for me, that's how I look at it. Like I always like to like practice and get repetitions so that I don't like get a little rusty with certain things, especially with like presentations and dialogue and interviews. So I really, again, I don't mind doing it like so long as it works out for the schedules, and so it worked out.
And Keegan, you did say you like to be kind of in front of the camera, so actually you did get to get in there. And now that I remember, I'm like, wait a minute, when you were doing this part, I kind of jumped in and helped out as well. Like I was like, oh, let me help with the camera angle. I think once everybody hopped in here towards the end, yeah, you can kind of see I'm messing like, oh, let me make sure I get everybody in picture. And oh, and you know who else helped out was your friend Fiona, creatress.
Oh,
She
really?
was she was
That's
there,
right.
and she added her light, like her phone lighting, to
Oh,
like
that's
help.
great.
So it was kind of like everyone was kind of like helping, to make this the best production possible.
That's so sweet. Yeah, I didn't realize, but she did send me some really fun photos that I posted. Actually, the first photos I posted from the performance were by Fiona. Um, and yeah, and it looks like the live stream got over 1,000 views now. So doing good, not bad, not bad. Just 1,000
Yeah, I
people just
love the
watch the
interview part.
performance, no big deal.
That
What
was so
was
much
that?
fun at the end. I said I love the interview part. That was so much fun, and then like getting a chance to just like say something to anybody who was like viewing and coming in. That was super awesome. And then seeing this from the other side too is super awesome. It was so loud. I was trying to like
So
just
loud.
like even gather my thoughts. I was all hyped up on adrenaline and everything. And I'm just like, it was awesome. But no, I love that, and it's super cool seeing this. But I appreciate it so much that you were there to capture the moment and then like capture us and like the afterthoughts of everything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, no worries. I was happy to do it. I'm glad we made it happen. And, I feel like a lot of people, like I said, really benefited in different ways.
What's interesting, by the way, you're saying it was really loud in here. Let's turn up the volume because I think the audio came out really good too because you guys were literally right by the DJ booth, but I think we can hear your voices really clearly. So let's turn up the volume a little bit and see what you guys are talking about here.
Oh, this was an amazing experience. Oh, okay. They can hear you too. Okay, amazing. Yeah, my experience was I enjoyed doing the videography. Yeah, it was incredible working with the team because we brought like different minds all together with the musicians, the artistry, and the VR painting. Yeah, it was an incredible experience doing this together with everyone. Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like it came out pretty good. You could hear the audio nice and clearly. So all right, not bad. I would say Keegan, you did a fantastic job, and with whatever audio equipment you were using, because you could not hear the DJ that much than what it sounded like in person. So
Yeah, and I'm glad that you kind of like push the issue a little bit too, because at one point I was like, maybe we should just do like a post recording after with the interviews,
Oh,
like
yeah.
with lighting and everything. But then you're like, no, we should do it now. And I was like, you know what? All right, let's do it. Because it was loud. Like if you think about the opposite end, it was really loud for doing an interview. Like to think, to process, like like, you know. So, but yeah, I think it worked out well, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I have had some experience with Creatress doing this. I think the first time we actually tried out, it was kind of very organic with like the IRL interview right after the show. I did that for her out in New York. So yeah, I mean, it's great footage, and it's also nice to look back once you've processed it. But what was the feeling and energy like right after the show for you guys? So it's such a difference, right? Things are more calm now, and you've put your thoughts together, and some of the adrenaline has kind of died down. But seeing that footage and like seeing the aura and the excitement of all of you guys together, you can really tell like you guys were just on a high, and that it was a really well done performance.
Thank you to both of you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Being there and making it happen. And yeah, no, you're right. I can't wait to actually watch the whole thing over again. Like I watched the whole performance part. I didn't watch the interviews, so I'm curious. And I also heard there was some interesting dialogue in the in the live stream. So I'm excited to dissect the whole video and hear that some funny things I heard are on it. So that's another fun thing about live streams is if you're live streaming in a public place, like you might catch some conversations that people are just having without knowing there's a camera stream right next to them. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear some of those bloopers.
Yeah, right. Someone walked to are they streaming? Oh.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Val, you said you had a question for Tyler.
I did. We are wrapping up. We're getting here to a 2-hour mark. So it's been an incredible show, but we do have Tyler here, which is very rare. But I'm going to post up this picture taken at ETH Denver with Creatress. Tyler, do you remember this photo?
Yeah. Oh, that's the brunch photo.
That is the brunch photo. So I know this was also your first ETH Denver, and I don't think you were able to make it out to the performance we just showed. But what did you think about the conference itself?
It was incredible. I learned a lot. It's very technical. I'm used to going to the art NFT shows, so some of the subject matter was a little bit over my head. It's above my pay grade, as they say. But my favorite part was just connecting with people, meeting people, getting to see people I haven't seen in a while. It was really fun, just hanging out and vibing.
Yeah, and it was so nice. It was nice to see you around. Yeah, because me and Keegan saw you in passing too. We were on our way somewhere, and then we saw you, and then we also saw his name is escaping me. I know you know it.
Brett Draw Stuff?
Yes, Brett. Yes.
Shout out to Brett.
We got to see him too.
You guys met him too, by the way. Sorry. Danny and Out of Body also met him. He was sitting with the hat and the blonde long hair with Tyler at the brunch. Just so you know.
Yeah, so that was really fun. There's a picture out there somewhere. I think we took it. I don't know if I ended up posting it or if Keegan, it's on your phone. I don't know where that photo is, but we took a photo together, all four of us. So unfortunately, we didn't get that group photo that we wanted between me, Creatress, and Tyler and Lorenzo. But we did the best we could.
We could take one now.
We should take one now.
Let me do a screen share. Everybody get ready.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. It's gonna be now.
I posed too soon.
One more time. Wait, why is everybody frozen now? Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Oh wait, now it's trying to record. I'm sorry, guys. That was again.
Nice.
I think I did it. It's about to screen record. So just do something cute for a minute.
We love lasagna.
Lasagna all the way.
Taco
All right,
Toe
got it.
Tuesday.
Got it. It just did a little clip. It's great. It's great.
Awesome.
Got to bring the hype.
Okay, so in our last 5 minutes, we're gonna do a speed round, and you're gonna tell us in 1 minute or less your favorite part of the collaboration, of the performance, of either of those things. I mean, I guess it's one and the same. Yes. So we will start with Maximilian because I feel like she's picked hers out. She mentioned it.
My favorite moment of the collaboration as a whole.
As a whole, could have been lead up, could have been during Youth Denver.
Definitely at the house after performing, just seeing everyone's satisfaction on a job well done was vibes. But actually, I take it back. It was what I said, but not at the house. The first time I felt all of that vibe was actually, and this is why I said I was glad when Keegan showed up, because when we were doing that interview was the first time it was everyone was like feeling satisfaction. I could see Denise and Ada, creators I could see on your face, and Clejon, that everyone felt like satisfied, and there was that elation of a job well done. And so that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite moments of the collaboration.
Love that. That's a good moment. I second that one. Ada, do you want to go next, or Danny?
You go first.
Sure. For me, it was like two different parts. It was when we were finally all together at the immersive spa, thanks to Third Planet Studios, and when we were there together, and because we had been practicing remotely all this time, and to finally see us practicing together was a lot of fun and really exciting, because like the following day we were going to be at the Nolcha shows, and so like obviously my second favorite part was actually the real performance, and like realizing like all those weeks of preparation were for that very moment. So yeah, those were my favorites. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. I'd say for my favorite part, it was you want to do the unboxing?
The unboxing.
You
do the unboxing.
Oh, but you're so good at it. Here, I can point while you open it. So this was super duper cool. It opens up this way.
Oh.
That. And then these things were the coolest freaking things ever. And during the performance, I was wearing these suckers.
The gold ones are cool.
And I think I got like so many compliments on these. People were like, whoa, now those are some noggles. And freaking even gave one off to somebody too. That was incredible. But I think performing in the midst of it, representing, playing the flute, and just like having at it with Creatress and Clejon and just soaking it all in, definitely by far my favorite part. I mean, at least like as a collaborative thing. And then I got to also, side with everyone like Nisi and Maximilian, just like seeing us all together, mission well done, and then being able to come home and just like, we didn't do it in East Denver, but it would have been a good idea is to have a campfire all around us and just like Maximilian knows what I'm talking about.
Campfire. We had a campfire after the show at South by Southwest, and you know what? Adabody, you're right. We need to ritualize that into internal rhythms, because you're gonna laugh when I say this, but we have to tell everyone now, or else we're just not being fair, right?
Oh yeah.
We were all sat at the top of the stairs, and Adabody, or was it you, Ada? Was it you or God Cloud? Put the fire on the phone and put it in the middle of the circle, and we turned off all the lights, and we had a campfire, and we were just talking, and I was sitting around the campfire, and it was hilarious. It was great. Ada, you're so right. That moment was precious. Ah!
So that sums it up for me. But just picking things are legendary.
I love it. I love it. Big shout out to Big Shot Toy Works who hooked it up with those lil nogs. Those are not noggles. They are lil nogs.
Little novels.
For anybody, you want to get the lore right. They're little
Right.
nogs. Specifically for the little nouns. So yeah, I love to hear that. I feel like we did kind of have a bonfire before and after the performance. I'm talking kind of metaphorically, a very small bonfire that we all passed around. But anyway, this is a children's show. I mean, it's not really. But
Sure, I know this bonfire of which you speak. I know it well, sis. I know it.
So let's see.
I might have seen it again tonight. I don't know.
Hey, you might see it after the show. I wonder, oh my God. I shared my favorite moment last week and it's the same. And it's, I guess there were two. I guess my first one would be the rehearsal, our first rehearsal. I thought that was really fun because we finally got to do it in person. And then there's like video from it. Like Isabel said, she took some video. I'm sure, I know Maximilian was also there watching and recording as well. So we have some BTS of that. Check out my Instagram if you want to see it. And that was just the first time that I'm like, oh my God, the band is together and we're fucking practicing. Like we are rehearsing in like the basement of the house. And it wasn't like a basement, but it was downstairs. And it was like a movie.
The word cinema?
Recliners.
Cinema, yeah.
It was great. So that was my favorite moment first. And then when we actually performed, that was my second favorite moment. Because then it's like, okay, now we're doing it, but like in front of people. And so, yeah, the audience always brings another element to it that you can't get without it. That's just, and then all sorts of other wild things happen, which we won't talk about here, but there was a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And the fact that we all got together and still pushed through and performed rather flawlessly, I may say, is also a feat in itself, considering the distractions that were taking place. So, my favorite part was the rehearsal first and then the actual performance. And I can't wait to do it again. Like I said, every single time we performed together or every single time we rehearsed, it got better and better. And so I hope to be able to do this again on a big stage. And look out for the Sphere because that's where I really want to go one day. And yes, and I wonder, Keegan, do you have a favorite moment? We'll close out with you, Tyler. You guys, we're not purposely ignoring Tyler on this. Okay, we're not purposely not asking him his opinion. The thing is here is Tyler, he couldn't get his private plane to get him there in time for the performance. The pilot was busy with some other client, Tony Robbins or something. So Tyler wasn't there in person, sadly, very sadly. It makes me want to cry. But Tyler has been to many of my performances. He's actually supported many of my performances in many different ways. So Tyler, I don't know if you saw any of the live stream or if you heard through the grapevine about it, but if there's anything you'd like to share on the subject, we don't want to leave you out.
I love it. I am sad I missed it because I don't believe I've seen the ensemble performance where you have a crew with you, Creatress. So I'm still holding out for that. I can't wait to witness IRL. But until then, we vibe on.
Vibe on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We vibe on. And now we're just going to have to make it happen. We're just going to have to get you out to a show with the whole ensemble one day. So it's on the bucket list. But yes, I appreciate you helping make it happen. Very, 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 literally on chain. There's proof that you helped make it happen. So appreciate you for that. And then, I guess we'll go to Keegan. Keegan, do you have a favorite moment from the show that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think it was just like I said earlier, briefly a little bit. It it was really cool and unique to see all of it come together because, like I said, I've seen your performance, many times already before in different cities, different places, different setups. But with this, having the in real life music, from Out of Body and Sean and the support, Denise, Maximilian, your sister, V Dizzle, myself, Bobby, like it was a different, like I said, it was a moment. It was a moment for 2025. And one thing though I do want to like share that I really like on top of the whole spectrum as a whole was that I really am a fan of out of body sound, the the music that you play, the style. And I've shared this with Valerie before already. Like I have other songs that I have on my phone that I play where there's elements of the same sound that you play. And that's not something that you hear all the time, in my opinion, in your day-to-day routine. And so, yeah, so it was really cool to see and hear that in person and actually see that combined with the violin, with the performance, with the 3D art, and then just everybody kind of like absorbing it as you guys were like kind of delivering it. So, yeah, it was just a real special thing.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's freaking go. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the flute, since Tyler nor Keegan were here when you played, do you mind playing just a little bit more? Since we're
Sure.
Okay, yay.
Yeah. I'll bring out Birdwing.
Birdwing.
There you go. So let's see here.
Oh, they have names?
Yeah, because the totem on the top.
Oh.
The other one is a bear claw, so I call it bear claw, and this one is the bird wing, so I call it bird wing.
And these are just what's a technical? Is it just a normal flute, or are they special kinds, or
yeah, it's a Native American style flute. Yeah, and so
I will say. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Just on the names thing, because I know you guys were talking about this earlier, and I'm geek over this. So
yeah.
The flutes have names. I know Clejon isn't here anymore, but his violin also has a name. Do you know what it is? I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it's Lumiere or Lumiere.
Oh, it's the Thor's hammer.
No, not that. No, I think I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that he's got a song called Lumiere's Lament.
Oh, Lumiere.
The violin's name is Lumiere. Anyway,
yeah, cool.
Something I learned. I didn't know your flutes were named either. I remember we were talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's his flute," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "You guys are naming your instruments?
Does your headset have a name? Does your headset have a name?"
No, I'm gonna have to think of one though.
Why not? Exactly. There you go.
Major oversight.
Name that.
We'll work on that.
Right? I mean, we have to add the magic into every nook and cranny of life.
That's right.
I agree.
Go.
Yes. Stay tuned for the name of my VR.
Yes.
I will
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear.
All right, so
go ahead, Ada.
I'll play you guys a little something from the Eternal Rhythms.
Bravo.
Thank you. Bit of a rendition of what I normally do, but just, I thought I'd spice it up, give a little bit something different for this performance.
So cool.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Wow. Thank you for playing us out like that. That was amazing. And I just want to say, like, I guess one more time, thank you to everybody for being part of this collaboration. Thank you to everyone who supported us, the Little Nouns, the One Love DAO, Third Planet Studio, Teacher Keegan, Miss V Dizzle with all of her, everything. Technically she introduced me to Keegan, so and just everybody who supported, like at home or in person, who came to see the performance, everybody who shared. Also, congratulations to the 3 people who won a Little Noun. That was Better Call Zal, On Chain Music, and Jenny B. So yeah, congratulations to the new DAO members. And what else? Yeah, if you guys would like to see us perform again at one of your events, get in touch. We would be happy to get the crew back together and bring our performance to your event. And outside of that, stay tuned, because we haven't discussed this in a minute, but we had discussed dropping some sort of NFT to commemorate the performance. This could be a photo. This could be potentially an audio, like a clip from the audio. I know Keegan was mentioning he really enjoyed the music. And there is a recording of the soundtrack that Out of Body created, and the live flute and violin laid over it. So, depending on how the musicians feel about releasing some part of that, you might see some part of that available. No promises. We'll see how they feel. But yes, stay tuned. And we will be back with season 7 of There's Layers to This.
Let's go.
Pretty soon. Next week, dare I say?
I guess we'll see. We'll see. we'll see. We take it day by day here. I did want to add in real quick before we close out my little highlight in reference to the show that I saw at the temple. Actually, of course, besides seeing the performance as a whole, but I really love it when I lead the woos, because sometimes, like, I feel like sometimes people in the crowd, like, they feel the energy, but I don't know if it's like nerves or like, they don't want to be embarrassed to be the one to like shout out, do the woos and clapping. And so like, that's kind of my favorite thing, is to start the woos, the wooing. So like, I do it all the time when Creatress is performing on her own, but I was like, oh, we gotta do it for all of you guys on stage, So definitely, you probably will see it and hear it in the live stream, but I am wooing here and there. And then I think there's like the flavor of, like, I think it was the Latin music that was playing, and starting the clap, like getting everybody like dance and clap with the music.
Nice. I do remember some clapping happening. Thank you for doing that. See, everybody needs a woo girl. Everybody needs a woo girl, ringleader, applause starter. Thank you, Val. That makes all the difference. It makes it so much more fun.
And then more people come because they're like, what's happening? What's going on? So then more people came. And I was like, it's an even bigger party now, So
it's the best. Thank you for bringing your energy to the performance. It makes all the difference. Mm-hmm. Literally, like all of a sudden we're up there and people are wooing. We're like, oh my God, people are really enjoying this. Like, and that makes the experience different for us. It makes the experience different for you, because then we're all excited, like, oh, they like it. Let's do more.
Yeah, like, oh, we're doing something right. All right, So then Creatress danced a little bit more. She's like moving her shoulders, moving her hips, and then Out of Body's getting lower with the flute, getting lower, and then he's making eye contact with Clayjean. Clayjean is getting lower, doing this. And I'm like, whoa. And then, Denise comes in and gets the close up with her camera. We're just all there seeing it. It just, everybody gets closer together when that happens. Everybody's feeding off of each other. I think Maximilian said that earlier, like, you feed off of each other. And so that was like just me being in the audience, that's just, anybody could do that. Anybody could do that. So if anybody's watching and you're watching a performance, whatever they're doing, like cheer them on. They, you know, they're in their zone and they don't always know how the audience is taking it, because people have all different types of expressions. They could actually be enjoying it, but their face is just stoic. And you're like, you don't even know they're actually enjoying it. You know, everyone's processing it in different ways, but it definitely helps to let them know outwardly with your vocals or hand claps that, you know, you're enjoying the show.
1000%. I love the audio feedback, and this just goes back to, like I always say, my performances, the sculpture is influenced and inspired by the energy in the room, and like that, exactly what Val was talking about. Anyone can influence the sculpture and the performance itself by bringing your energy, and sometimes that is literally just by like saying out loud, like make a noise. That's sometimes the only way we know, because especially me, because I got the headset on, so I cannot tell even if you're smiling or even if you're staring at me. I cannot tell unless I'm in mixed reality. So definitely invite all the woo girls to our show. We want you. We need you.
Woo guys too. The woo guys are also
the
invited.
Woo guys too. Yes. You're right. Thank you.
The woo fellas. The woo fellas. You know, come on, woo guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah.
Let's woo together, guys, because this is the finale show. So let's do like one big woo for our finale show tonight. Ready?
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Oh my god!
Congratulations!
Thank you, thank you.
You know,
congrats, yo.
Yes,
yeah, congratulations. But I just wanted to say, you know, earlier we were talking about eternal rhythms and about how there's so much cohesion and everything, but there's layers to this. You and your friends, all of you also enjoy that same truly to that depth synergy, and so I know what a celebration that is, and so I really want to take the moment to congratulate you, because I know it's a lot of work and y'all have kept it together, and you're just getting better and better, and every episode is better than the last. So thank you for keeping up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, this was our biggest production yet that I've had to manage with a gold star. Yeah, we got a gold star from the teacher.
Thank you, Keegan. Appreciate that.
A++. All right.
Heck yeah. And that reminds me, before Valerie cuts us off, there is a Teaching Tuesdays space happening tonight in about 2 hours, 6:30 PST. So tune into that. That's Keegan. He'll be
Keegan, do you
leading
want
that
to
later.
announce that? Do you want to briefly, since we actually have you? We're always announcing it for you, so you're here. Let's hear it from you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to stop by, 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays. It's at 6:45 p.m. tonight, and I'll have POAPs. I started doing POAPs, so this is the first one for April, Gold Star, and I think that we'll have a good time. Usually we got a lot of like good characters that come through, but yeah, you stop and you get a Gold Star for month of April, the first one. And yeah, so 6:45 p.m. Topic is going to be metaverse talk. Actually, is the theme for the night. I know you're into that.
I know someone who just did a metaverse concert that you might want to talk to. They're in this show right now.
Well, maybe we need to do that. I did see your post. Actually, I did see your post. So, yeah, usually I'll have the Web3 happenings on my agenda. What's been happening for the past week, and I'll have the theme, and then just kind of like a round table. So that's usually how the show plays out whenever I don't have a designated guest. And so, yeah, anybody's more than welcome to stop by. Although the POAPs are limited, so there's not a ton.
What?
And it is on
POAPs
8chain.
are limited. What?
Minted on 8chain, so a little cross.
I've minted 3 of them so far.
Dang. All right. So don't miss it, y'all. Don't miss it. And yeah, Ada, you should hop in and talk about your metaverse show that you just did yesterday.
For sure.
I'll send a reminder. Yeah, 6:45 p.m. Pacific. If anybody wants to stop in, more welcome.
Sick. Let's go.
Sounds good. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you celebrating the finale of season 6 with us. And it looks like God Cloud tuned in. He said, "Yo, homies, what up?" God Cloud's one of our
Hey,
collaborators too. He went on tour with us to Denver and Austin. And
Oh,
we
the
took
first
New York
finger drummer on the
together.
blockchain.
Yeah, shout out to God Cloud. Yeah, with that, we'll see you next time.
See you
Yes.
next time. Peace
Thank
out,
you, everybody.
everyone. Thanks so
See you maybe next Tuesday at 1
Ciao.
p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you to Isabel, who also tuned in, Clay Jean, Keegan, Lorenzo, Maximilian, Tyler, Denise, Out of Body, and of course, big hand on our backs for me and Creatress doing another show, another season. And of course, to our sponsors of Lil Noun, of Lil Eternals, sponsored by Lil Nouns. There's Layers to This, sponsored by 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays, and Lorenzo. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate
Bye.
y'all. Have a good one. Peace.
Yeah.